Hey guys, I'm Lauren Trishelle and welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I have a super exciting video for you guys. I've been so excited to film this one and I just haven't gotten around to filming it yet. So I'm really happy that I finally have a chance to film this video because I have been wanting to. But today we are doing a first impressions over the Garfield Glamlite palette collaboration. Yay! Guys, this palette is so stinking adorable. Like, do you see this? It's so cute. I love Garfield. I really do. And I also have an orange cat. Well, he's like blondish orange, and then he has a lot of white on him as well. But I do have like a blondish orange cat. So anytime there's anything orange cat related, I'm like, yes. So this was made by a really cool makeup company called Glamlite Cosmetics. They are really cool. If you haven't heard of Glamlite, you should definitely check them out. Definitely go on their website. This was not done on purpose, but it seems like this week is going to be like Glamlite Cosmetics week or something, because all of the videos I have going up this week are all Glamlite videos, and I think that's really funny. I definitely did not purposefully plan it that way. That's just how things worked out. This week already, I did post my Throwback Thursday video, which was a palette bingo using the Glamlite Pizza palette. I will link that in the description box below in case you're interested in watching it. I had a lot of fun filming that one, so I hope you enjoy watching it. And then I should have the Team Jacob and Team Edward video going live this week as well. So it's Glamlite Cosmetics week, you know? This palette is super cute. I like that it comes with a little mirror. That's nice because, you know, mirrors are more expensive. So I hate how this happens. Every time I hold up a palette to my camera, it just totally grays out everything else. So I'm sorry that happens. I honestly don't know why that happens. It's some technical thing I'm trying to work on. So I'm sorry that I literally look like a dead fish right now, but just look at the pretty palette. Anyways, this palette is super cute, very pretty. Now that I look like I'm alive again, let's continue. So this is a 12 pan palette, which I love. I have recently become a big fan of like medium-sized eyeshadow palettes. Honestly, small to medium-sized eyeshadow palettes, I'm a big fan of recently. I simply cannot do the huge eyeshadow palettes anymore. I can't do them, okay? The packaging is way too awkward and bulky, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I can't do them anymore. They're also much more difficult to store because they take up far more physical space. And why do I need that many eyeshadows at once? Unless I used to do theater, so I understand it from a theatrical sense, you know, because sometimes you do need a lot of different colors on hand when you're doing like performance makeup, but come on. For just like my everyday makeup, I don't need to have 35 eyeshadows at the ready. At least for me personally, okay? So I'm really loving this just simple 12 pan palette. Put the pretty colors in there. That's all I need. We do have some gorgeous colors. This is a very pretty color story. When I saw this on Glamlite's website, I was like, yes. I had to have it immediately because I love Garfield, but also the color story was just so intriguing. I couldn't say no. Makeup addiction, very much present. Anyways, so it looks like we have 7 matte shadows and then we have 5 shimmer shadows. So those are some good numbers. Taking a look at the shadows, we have Nap Attack. Do any of y'all have cats? Like, if you have a cat, let me know, is your cat always napping? Because mine is. Like I love him so much. He's adorable, but he just sleeps all day long. All he does is just sleep. And then he'll wake up for a little bit and he'll just go smack something. And then he'll fall back asleep. And I love it. I'm his biggest fan. Next, we have Weekends, which is a really pretty bright orange shade. I'm really curious about that shade specifically. I love how bright and orange it is. Then we have Heart of Gold, which is very pretty. We have Teddy Bear, another very pretty shade. This one is kind of like kind of like a coppery. It has a coppery hue to it, so I'm interested in that shade. We have Donut Please. We have Abu Dhabi, also very beautiful. We have Lasagna, which I'm really glad that they included lasagna, because when you're doing a Garfield palette, you have to include lasagna. You just have to. We have Catitude, which Garfield definitely has, and that one's a very gorgeous purpley shimmer shadow. Very, very pretty. Next, we have World's Cutest Kitty, which that shade really drew me in. I'm very intrigued by that shade. It's very, very pretty. I think I definitely need to play with World's Cutest Kitty today. It's such an interesting matte purple shade. I love it. Next, we have Perfect Match. Then we have Silly. And the last shade is Mondays, which is also awesome. I'm very glad that they included Mondays because Garfield hates Mondays. And also, some of the shadows are stamped. I think it's really cool when makeup companies stamp shadows. I know it's not a necessary feature, but it definitely makes the experience more fun. We have 3 different stamps. One of the stamps is just a cat paw. Another stamp is the silhouette of Garfield's head. And the last stamp is a thought bubble that says glam. Cute. Okay, so let's see. We need to dive into this. We need to see what's going on, what this palette is all about. Okay, so I am now going to zoom in for you guys and we are going to dive into this palette. Hello. There are so many interesting shades happening in this palette. I definitely want to use World's Cutest Kitty. That's the really pretty like purple matte shadow that I'm so intrigued by. I think I also want to try and use Weekends, which is the really pretty bright orange matte shadow. Man, I need to wash my makeup brushes. I just realized how few I have available. Okay, so I think I'm going to dip into World's Cutest Kitty first. I couldn't stay away, okay? I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush and I am just going to swoop that shade like right on my brow bone area. Okay, World's Cutest Kitty applied. I actually do really like this shadow. It didn't apply exactly how I thought it would. I honestly don't know how I thought it would apply, but I just know that it didn't do whatever I was thinking it would do. I think it's really pretty though. It is a very like grayish, purpley matte shadow. I think it's really pretty. It's a beautiful color. You could wear this on the lid just by itself and it would still be very gorgeous. So I do like this shadow. And I didn't really encounter many issues when applying it, so that's always a plus. Now I want to apply 2 different shadows on the lid. I want to use Weekends and Mondays. Oh, that's funny. The dichotomy of those, really funny. That was not purposefully done. Well, I mean, it was purposefully done solely based on the actual color of the shade, not the name of the shade. So I want to apply Weekends, which is that bright orange matte shade. I want to apply it on the inner corner, and then I want to apply Mondays, which is a deep burgundy matte shade. I want to apply that on like towards the outer corner of the lid. Okay, I'm back. To be honest with you, neither of those shades applied the way I thought they would. So that's the issue I've been encountering in this first impression so far. Don't really know what's going on with that. I just know that they're not transferring from pan to face the way that I thought they would. So I think next I do want to have kind of a divider shadow in the crease line. So I am going to dip into the shade Silly and I'm just going to swoop that into the crease line to kind of have a bit of a divider between like the background shade and the lid shades. Okay, so I think that helped. I think I'm going to dive into 2 different shimmer shadows right now. And I'm going to kind of do what I did with the 2 matte shadows that are on the lid. So I am going to dive into Abu Dhabi and Catitude. I am going to apply Catitude over the orange matte shadow Weekends. And then I'm going to apply Abu Dhabi over the like burgundy matte shadow Mondays. I feel like a pan of lasagna. So that's on theme. Both of those shimmer shadows applied so strangely. They're both beautiful shades, okay? And I purposefully applied them the way that I did because I wanted to see how they interacted with the matte shadows that I already had sitting underneath. I mean, they're gorgeous, gorgeous shadows. Like those colors are absolutely breathtaking, and they're very creamy, very shimmery. They did apply very, very smoothly and well. I would just be careful with them though, because when you dip into the pan with a brush, it tends to build up the shadow and it creates kind of like a mountain. A lot of it will just glop onto your brush and then you'll get like a big glop of shimmer, which isn't always a good thing. Because then if you get a big glop of shimmer shadow on your brush and then you go and apply that on your lid, then you get some weird texture and it makes the reflection look off. So just be wary when using those shimmer shadows. Otherwise, they really are good formulas. They're beautiful colors and they're super creamy, super smooth. They apply very nicely. So other than that, they really are great. Okay, well, I honestly really don't know what else to do with this eyeshadow look because I'm kind of out of real estate. This definitely did not turn out the way that I wanted it to at all, but that's okay because I am looking like a pan of lasagna, and that's definitely on theme. I think now I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, maybe do some touch-up work on the eyes, and I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup as well, and then I will come back, I will give you guys my final thoughts and show you the final look. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, and I'm back. Hey guys, so this is the completed look for my Garfield x Glamlite collaboration first impressions video. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a big fan of this look today. I'm not really a big fan of how this eyeshadow came out. That's not the palette's fault though. That's definitely my fault because I chose some interesting color combinations to say the least. I thought it would tie together better than it did. I thought the shimmer shades would help pull it together better than they did. So there were also some interesting performance issues there. But again, not the palette's fault. That's what these first impressions videos are for. That's what they're all about. Therefore, you know, testing out a new palette. It's quite literally a first impressions. So this is a palette that's new to my collection that I have never worked with before, that I've never owned before, that I've never, you know, dealt with. So that's why I do these first impressions videos because they help me to become familiar with a new palette in my collection. And honestly, I have a lot of fun filming them as well. So I used 6 out of the 12 shades. So I hit half of the palette, which is awesome for our first impressions. I will say though that the matte shades didn't perform the way that I thought they would. The colors didn't look the same on the lid that they look in the pan. And they also were kind of an interesting formula. They were kind of sparse. I don't really know how to describe it, but the actual formula was a little sparse. It didn't pack on as densely as I would have liked for it to, but it's not a bad formula. You can absolutely work with this formula. There are some matte formulas I've tried before that are nearly impossible to work with. This palette is nowhere near that level. The shimmer shades are super creamy, super beautiful. They're very interesting to look at. They do apply very well. They do attach to the brush very well. I just did encounter that strange issue of how when I dipped my brush into the pan, it actually was creating this weird like mountain effect, and then I would get clumps of the shadow that stuck to the brush, and that's not a good thing either. I don't know. Overall though, I think that it is a good palette. I think there's lots of room for improvement. I think I just need to learn how to use the palette more. Some palettes are super easy and they work with you right off the bat. Some palettes you have to learn how to work with, and then some palettes are just nearly impossible to work with. So I think this palette is somewhere between needing to learn how to work with it and it's good right off the bat. It's somewhere in between those two, which means that this is a good palette. I still had fun today. I still had a lot of fun with this video. If you like today's look, let me know in the comments below. Does anybody have this palette? If you do, also let me know in the comments below because I'm super curious. I haven't seen anyone talking about this palette. I haven't heard anything about this palette really. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But anyways, that is today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and for spending time with me. I still have had a lot of fun with this video, and I mean, this packaging is adorable. So if anything, I've just enjoyed looking at the packaging. No, I'm kidding. I've had a lot of fun playing with the product itself as well. So if you liked this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.